Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies.
What do they call it, Ryan? A midlife crisis. We're not even going to get into discussions of what happened, what I did, or we'll figure Ryan has came to the conclusion that it was stolen. Ryan, do not even tell them what happened. But guess what? Life resumes, as well as UConn Huskies women's basketball talk. Listen Up with Phil and Ryan resumes right here, Ryan, on this Wednesday morning, 8:30 on the dot. I have it very cloudy up here in Maryland where we are, but that does not hold us back from getting on this big topic this morning. I caught word of it about, what was it, Ryan, about a week ago, but again, we had that midlife crisis and we just had to pause stuff for a while. But I know you told me, you're like, Phil, you have to figure something out because we need to get back on the pod. So here we
Right.
are,
Yeah.
Ryan. And it's always glad to have you. I'm always glad, rather, to have you back on with me all the time. So let's get right down into topic. I know that you were excited to talk about this. You couldn't wait, and we could not leave anything to do with this thing. We can't leave that news out. UConn star Paige Bueckers signs NIL shoe deal with Nike, calls partnership a childhood dream come true. UConn women's basketball star Paige Bueckers, she signed the NIL deal with Nike. The company announced on Wednesday she would be part of the campaign promoting Nike's new GT Hustle 2 sneakers this season. Ryan, and that was according to one of my favorite sources of all time, CBS Sports. So with that said, Ryan, take a couple seconds to welcome, I guess, not even only you, but both of us back. How about welcome all of our subscribers, all of our listeners and watchers? Let's welcome them back. What do you think about this NIL deal? And then I want to ask you some questions about, will we soon be seeing headlines? I don't think anytime soon, but the next star in the making, like Paige Bueckers, although there will never be another Paige Bueckers. Will we ever start seeing headlines, Ryan, that says, breaking news, so-and-so signs a 4-year max deal, $1 million, $2 million contract with LSU? No, I'm sorry, with UConn.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely interesting with all these NIL deals and the transfer portal. There's definitely a lot of things going on surrounding college basketball. And it definitely makes it more interesting as a fan, and I'm sure for a lot more people that watch it as well, which is a good thing in my opinion. But like you said, this deal, it could also extend into her pro career as well. So there's a couple extra things that go along with this NIL deal. Becker's also said in that same article, childhood dream come true for her, and she's blessed and honored to be a part of the Nike family. This isn't the only NIL deal, of course, for Paige. She's also partnered with some pretty other big companies, along with Gatorade, Crocs, Bose headphones, along with other companies too. So Paige is definitely racking in a couple of the big bucks and a couple racks, as they would say. But there's a lot of opinions, like I said, about all these NIL deals, the college athletes making money off their image, name, and likeness. But like I said, I personally don't really have a problem with it. I think they should be able to make as much money as they can while they can, and try to grow their fan base, and get their name out there and become as popular as they possibly can. And like Paige said, it's a childhood dream to be a part of Nike, as I'm sure it is for a lot of other athletes as well who just come into college sports. And they're part of these big name companies that they buy products from when they're growing up and starting their sports careers. So along with Paige and for many other athletes, it's a childhood dream come true for them, and it's very special as well. So I think it's great for these players to make a little money, as well as get their name out there and become more popular before they even start their pro career or go on to do other things as well. Nope, you no audio.
How about now, Ryan?
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
Yeah.
I turned it off because I didn't want you echoing the whole time. We wanted to hear just you, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I figured not only Phil always jumping off topic, not only do we talk about Paige Bueckers this morning, but we get into just a quick discussion of that WNBA playoffs. What better day to come on, Ryan, on the pod other than this Wednesday when the playoffs get underway tonight? I know that's going to be exciting. You're looking forward to those two games. Yeah, but again, I don't know if there's a lot of other a lot of other companies that I would sign my NIL deal with other than Nike. I mean, how about you? Which other teams and all of our followers out there? What other keep saying teams, what other companies? I mean, Nike has to be at the top of your list, is it not?
Yeah, Nike's Nike's definitely up there. They're definitely one of
Now
the
I'm discussing where Ryan wants to make his money.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty interesting question. You can comment away on that as well. It's pretty interesting to see what you guys think about that. What companies would you want to sign with? Yeah, I mean Nike's definitely up there. Any shoe company, hydration drink, energy drinks. I mean, all of those are when you sign with a big company like that, it's pretty special for sure.
Okay, so again, that's Paige Bueckers signs her NIL shoe endorsement contract. All right, Ryan, here we go. Let's pick it up where we left off. Comment time. UConn Huskies non-conference schedule. That was the last video 12 days ago. And here we go. How about Jason D'Amico? KK has the ability to start. It's going to be fun to watch. Peace. Yeah, it's really amazing, Ryan, because how many times have we talked about KK since even before she joined this team officially? So we can't wait. I think that arguably she has to be, it's hard to tell right now, but I think that from what I've seen and heard as far as this trip overseas, it's hard for me to believe that there's any rookie coming in that they all have a lot to prove, but yeah, I just can't see a lot of them coming in and making more of a impact right away rather than KK.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I think we long awaited KK to arrive on campus and start playing. Of course, you did that interview with her, and I think from then we kind of knew what player she was, and we knew that she was going to bring a type of energy to UConn that was kind of unmatched. And the other rookies are pretty exciting as well. Of course, Ashlyn and Cadence are definitely some exciting players to look forward to. But KK so far, I think, has proved that she's on a special type of level and definitely has a lot of promise along with the other rookies. But I agree with Jason as well. She can definitely make a couple spot starts here and there if Gino really needs somebody to start. I think KK is more than capable of stepping into the starting lineup.
Listen to this, Ryan. I love this. Telly Lot 77. Phil, we all think you're great, but for the love of God, you ask the longest questions in the history of mankind. Ryan?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You know how that is, even when we're not on the podcast.
yeah. They definitely hit that one pretty spot on.
All right, thanks a lot, Ryan. Ed Adam Edmonds. I like this because, Ryan, remember the days where you and I used to take off for a month, right? You remember that? And nobody would really notice or nobody would check in. Now, Adam Edmonds, just yesterday, he goes, "Where are you? It's been 11 days already."
Yeah, well, like you said at the start, we're not gonna go into the specifics of what happened. But that'd be like a whole series that we'd have to do to try to break down why we weren't able to get on to try to explain the story. But yeah, I
That
mean,
would be that would almost be like a I don't even know, not a Dateline investigation. I don't want to take it that far, but yeah, you know what I mean there. We no, we would have, you're right. It would have to be a whole 1 week series.
Yeah, and it's the off season too. Like we said, not a lot of news coming in, but at least try to get 2 to 3 episodes out per week. That's of course I think the goal, at least 2 per week during the off season. But best believe during the season for sure. We're gonna have 4 to 6 episodes depending on how many games that UConn plays per week.
I like this one a lot. Stevie Kinsey coming back to this video because I cannot wait any longer until the season. I'm severely deprived of watching Paige play. I keep watching old highlights of her, even back to her Hopkins days. I remember last summer when it was announced that she would be out all season, and I literally thought to myself, what am I going to do now? Laugh out loud. I am such a huge fan of Paige, and the game needs her. Well, yeah, Ryan, we can remember we were out on the football field throwing the ball around, and I remember the rest is history. You know what happened.
Yeah, I think we all were kind of thinking the same thing. How would we go this long without seeing Paige in game action? And we're not too far away now, already in almost the middle of September now. So yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to believe how long we've not seen Paige Bueckers play in game action. So I think a lot of people are definitely looking forward to it, and college basketball for sure needs Paige Bueckers back.
All right, today, Ryan, 8 o'clock and then 10 o'clock. Just very quickly before we head out, what are you looking forward to the most as the WNBA playoffs soar away tonight on, I guess it's possibly, I'll have to check the channels, Ryan. Hopefully you can update me because I will be away from the house. So I'm guessing ESPN will cover most of these games. We'll have to check the schedule. But again, breaking down the game, rather, what are you looking forward to? You have Minnesota, Connecticut today, and then later on tonight, you had the Sky and the Aces.
Yeah, it looks like the Link and the Sun are on ESPN2, Sky Aces on ESPN. So I would assume most of the playoffs they should be on both the ESPN channels. But the Link and Sun, pretty exciting. Dorky Uhas versus Olivia Nelson Adotis. That's pretty exciting
Oh,
for us
boy.
UConn fans to be able to hopefully watch both of them. I'm sure they'll both be playing in that game. In most games during this during the series too. But I think unfortunately, in my opinion, for all four of these matchups, me personally, I'm not expecting any upsets. I think the higher seeds and all the home teams, with the home court advantage, of course, will win these pretty easily. I think the probably the closest series will be the Link and the Sun. They've had obviously a couple matchups so far this season, and all their games have been relatively close. So that one could go 5 games, 4 games. That should be a pretty interesting series.
They're best of 3, I believe. So I
Oh
think
yeah, first round. I forgot about that. Yeah,
so
best of
I think,
three.
the
Yeah.
advantages, though, I think both home teams, or rather all the home teams, get to stay home for the first 2. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of bad news already, right, for my Mystics and the rest of these road teams. But you never know. That's a fun thing about sports. So Ryan, I will leave it right there, and hopefully we don't take another 12 days off. No more midlife crisis. Ryan, it's always a midlife crisis right here with you and I. Listen up with Phil and Rye.